powering through them. I think he definitely had some energy to say he'd had a 14-hour trip. I had a 14-hour trip, he had a 6-7-hour trip. So it was also time to empty the horse lorry after the journey. So it had some spare, I think that was his spare rug in there. He had his travel boots, that was a water bucket and carrots. Also, we parked it back into the arena to make things safer for him. So he had jelly legs and I didn't want him to freak out when he got off the lorry. So inside, in an enclosed, safe environment was good. But obviously I need to move it out of the way so I can get into the arena. So I'm just going to move it out of the way. We normally park it just outside, and the little lorry is very good because it's always there in case of an emergency. I don't know what we'd do without it because I'm a firm believer in, better safe than sorry. So if anything had happened to any of the horses, I could get them to the vet or where they need to be in a hurry. I'm very lucky to have this, and it's fantastic. It just whizzes around. It's very cool. As you can see, it's an Oakley as well. Very cool. So yeah, moved that out of the way after parking in very late the previous night. We got back at 10:30, sorry. But we were way too tired to move it, and we had to hang around with G for a little bit to make sure he settled. So parked in there. And now it's time to go and get his TACK. So obviously I've not had G for 6-7 months now, so I wasn't quite sure about his TACK, but he came back with the bridle we sent him with, and his saddle, everything's super labelled and easy, so his saddle was just there. I do think his saddle might be a little bit loose fitting because he seems to have lost a little bit of weight, so I'm going to put a gel pad or shock absorber on underneath just to help, as you can see with me back in there. So it was time to get G off the horse walker, and I'm not very good at making this stop at the right time, as you can see by my face. I was like, oh gosh. I think I might have just about got it right, I can't remember now, but yeah, time to get G off the walker. He was a really good boy, and it didn't seem to take much of his energy off him, so I think I was thinking it would be an interesting ride at this point, but he is very, very well behaved. He, for a stallion, is not stallion-y. I never wanted a stallion before because I knew they were a handful, but we just fell in love with this horse, and it's not hard to see why. I mean, he's beautiful for one, but he has the nicest nature of any horse. I mean, he'd only been back less than a day at this point, and he was being a sweetheart. He was kicking out a little bit with his back legs, but that's just, I think he was just feeling stallion-y and feeling fresh. Always has to poo in the wash box to assert himself, but he's got the most shiny coat, so I only had to give him a quick flick over. You could see he was just pawing the ground and faffing around and just being all distracted. Brush his mane. He's actually one of the only horses that